Namaste. हमेशा खुश रहो बिटिया. I am JBN Dr. Anamika Aherwal, Associate Professor in the Department of Science and Technology at Jayoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. Today I am going to take the lecture on the topic decision making and information. Now, what is the concept of decision making? Decision making is basically a cognitive process that results in the selection of a course of action among several alternative scenarios. So, decision making is a daily activity for any human being. We are taking many decisions in our day to day life. Okay, so like in the morning, whether you wake up, okay, no, just 5 minutes, or okay, just for 5 minutes, okay. Then after I'll wake up. So this is the decision what you are taking regularly, you can say. So this is a kind of daily activity, so there is no expectation about that. When it comes to business organization, decision making is a habit and a process as well. So effective and successful decisions result in profits, while unsuccessful ones cause losses. So therefore, corporate decision making is the most critical process in any organization. Sometimes you can see that it is very hard, or you can say tough to take any decision whether you should go there, like you go for the engineering or you go for the medical. So you go for the business, you go for the government job, or you go for the entrepreneur. So it is very much, you can say, tough to take the decision for any student, which line he or she will opt. So in a decision making process, we choose one course of action from a few possible alternatives. So in the process of decision making, we may be use many tools, techniques, and perceptions. So in addition, we may make our own private decisions or may prefer a collective decision. Usually decision making is hard. Majority of corporate decisions involve some level of dissatisfactions or conflict with another party. So let's discuss in detail. This is the process of decision making. You see in this figure, following are the important steps you have to follow during the decision making process. And in this, each step may be supported by different tools and techniques. Like you can see, first is the identification of the purpose of the decision, then after information gathering, then principles of judging the alternatives, and brainstorm and analyze the different choices, evaluation of alternatives, select the best alternative, execute the decision, and lastly evaluate the results. So let's discuss one by one. In the step 1, that is identification of the purpose of the decision. In this step, the problem is thoroughly analyzed, and there is a couple of questions one should ask when it comes to identify the purpose of the decision, like what exactly is the problem, why the problem should be solved, who are the affected parties of the problem, does the problem have a deadline or a specific timeline. In the step 2, information gathering, a problem of an organization will have many stakeholders. In addition, like there can be dozens of factors involved and affected by the problem. So in the process of solving the problem, you will have to gather as much as information related to the factors and stakeholders involved in the problem. So for the process of information gathering, tools such as check sheets can be effectively used. The third step is the principles for judging the alternatives. In this step, the baseline criteria for judging the alternatives should be set up when it comes to defining the criteria. Organizational goals as well as corporate culture should be taken into consideration. And for example, profit is one of the main concern in every decision making process, and the companies usually do not make decisions that reduce profit unless it is an exceptional case wise. Likewise, baseline principle should be identified related to the problem in hand. Now the fourth step is the brainstorm on and analyze the choices. So for this step, brainstorming to list down all the ideas is the best option. Before the idea generation step, it is vital to understand the causes of the problem and prioritization of causes. For this, you can use, of course, an effect diagram and Pareto chart tool. So this cause and effect diagram helps you to identify all possible causes of the problem, and Pareto chart helps you to prioritize and identify the causes with the highest effect. So there are two things you have to remember, the cause of effect diagram and the Pareto chart tool. Okay, so then you can move on generating all possible solutions for the problem in hand. The next step is the evaluation of alternatives. So use your judgment principle and decision making criteria to evaluate each alternative. In this evaluation of alternative step, experience and effectiveness of the judgment principles come into play. In this, you need to compare each alternative for their principles come into play. You need to compare each alternative for their positives and negatives. Sixth one is the select the best alternatives. Once you go through from step 1 to step 5, this step is easy. So in addition, the selection of the best alternative is an informed decision, since you have already followed a methodology to derive and select the best alternative. The next step is the execute the decision. Now it is the time to execute it. So in this step, you convert your decision into a plan or a sequence of activities, you can say. Then execute your plan by yourself or with the help of subordinates. Finally, the step 8 is evaluate the results. Evaluate the outcome of a decision, see whether there is anything you should learn and then correct in future decision making. So this is one of the best practices that will improve your decision making skills. Now, process and modeling in decision making. There are basically two models in decision making. First is the rational model and the second is the normative model. Relational models are totally based on cognitive judgment and help in selecting the most logical and sensible alternatives. Like in this modules include decision matrix analysis, pug matrix, SVOT analysis, Pareto analysis, and decision trees, selection matrix, etc. So a relational decision making model takes the following steps, like identifying the problem, identifying the important criteria for the process and the result, considering all possible solutions, calculating the consequences of all solutions, and comparing the probability of satisfying the criteria, selecting the best option. Now the second one is the normative model. This is of decision making consider constraints that may arise in making decisions, such as time, complexity, uncertainty, and inadequacy of resources. So according to this model, decision making is characterized by limited information processing, a process in this a person can manage only a limited amount of information. The second is the judgmental heuristic, means a person may use shortcuts to simplify the decision making process. Now third is the satisfying, means a person may choose a solution that is just good enough so that he can only be satisfied. Now the another one is a dynamic decision making, means dynamic means changes. Okay, so dynamic decision making, that is DDM, is synergetic decision making involving interdependent systems in an environment that changes over time, either due to previous actions of the decision maker or due to events that are outside of the control of the decision maker. So these decision makings are more complex and real times. Dynamic decision making involves observing how people use their experiences to control the system's dynamics and noting down the best decisions taking thereon. Thank you so much. This session powered by Digital Version 2.0, Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. Hope you are satisfied with my digital session. If you have any query, please mention in the comment box. I will resolve it. Thank you.